All right, everyone, welcome to meeting number 2 of our GBP series. Please let me know, can you hear me? If I could just get someone to say, hey, yes, Cliff, we can see you, we can hear you. Cool, James, I see your hand go up there. All right, let's get started. I will move this to the side because I know it recorded last time. All right, welcome to part 2. This presentation workshop will be focused on how you can dominate local markets for your customers, even for your own agency at some capacity, by running audits, analyzing the specific audit data, and then taking action. All right. So real quick, a quick recap, Cliff Notes version. Last week, we went into discussing how you can build out an offer, promote it, and then sell GBP profile optimization services and audits, right? My name is Cliff. I'm the founder of MyWeb Audit. I also run a 7-figure agency here in Phoenix, Arizona. Our model that I'm sharing here is something that can work for small mom and pop businesses as well as much larger companies. I started out selling websites for a couple of $100s in 2000, and now we've had the benefit of closing multi-six-figure deals. As far as the overview goes of the series, last week was about offer creation and demand generation. This week, we're focused on generating and analyzing audits. Next week will be how to present them and close the deal. And then the last one will be on live implementation and Q&A. We walk through understanding who your target audience is, figuring out what the desired outcomes are. These are all the things that are needed for an offer. Feel free to record it, go back to the recording, watch that. One of the things we talked about is once you have an offer, how do you generate demand? And we went through 3 specific examples. I provided a whole bunch of templates showing that it works. So please go back in if you haven't got access to this, and you get access to all of these templates and resources. All right. So that's what we covered last week. Cliff Notes version, again, go back to the recording. And this week, we're focused specifically on how easy it is to generate an audit. No brag, please. Anyone here can feel free to correct me now or later. We believe we have the best Google business audit in the world, period. All right. And now with the new AI insights that we've built, we believe that there is nothing even close to us. My goal here is to show you how we can run those audits in 5 or less minutes and take and condense 2+ hours of data, and then be able to present to our prospects or customers actionable insights that can drive results. So the good news of what you're going to see here is not just how to run an audit, but with the new implementation of what we call growth AI insights, we're able to take AI and layer it on top of our data from the audits and get actionable insights taken away. It's taken hundreds of hours to be able to take and put like my thought process and leveraging different machine learning models as well as AI prompts to be able to get to that, and you get to use it and get results. So as you all know, I do not teach theory. At the end of the day, everything that we share here is applicable to our agency, is working or not working in our agency, and I get to share that with you. So my hope here is that for those of you that are coming in that don't know how to do it or already know what they're doing and are looking to level up, you can learn from what we're doing. This is 3 different screenshots here. I want to show you examples of how this works. The first one is of a company that we've been working on for a while. This is a 1-mile radius. By the way, many of you may see these type of screenshots on social media. Oftentimes what you don't know is people are using keywords that are not relevant. They might be using the business name, and obviously the business name then is going to rank everywhere, right? We've used a specific keyword. This is a 1-mile radius, and that's kind of how we analyze our competition and set baselines for our customers, right? So here is a company we've been working for well over a year. Here is one that we have been working on also for well over a year. Now you might wonder why they're not ranking up further. This company offers a very specific service, and there is demand in the Valley. And I'm in Phoenix, which is the 5th largest city. And so you can see here that they aren't ranking higher. Now, there are the keywords they rank for, but this is their main service. But I just wanted to show you that. And this is a company that we started working with about 3 months ago. And they really just wanted to pay us for an audit and consultation. And they did the work, and they were at they weren't even in the top 10. And just by them doing the work and optimizing the profile, they got to this. This one has an optimized profile and some citations. This one has content, optimization, and a lot of citations. So you can see the differences along the way. All right. So I'll be now taking a deep dive into this. So for those of you that are here, here are the key takeaways I want you to take from this meeting. All right. The first one is when you are running audits, here are the biggest mistakes you can make when you run the audit and then speak to a prospect or your existing customer. The first one is overpromising, right? You might say something like, I can help you dominate. If you don't have the expertise to do that, then obviously you do not want to overpromise. Oftentimes clients have limited budgets as well, and maybe they haven't spent time optimizing in the past, right? So in essence, they're expecting you to work a miracle. You do not want to overpromise. You do not want to over-optimize. What do I mean by that? Like if they have done nothing, then over 1 week, just spend a bunch of time and do everything. That generally looks like manipulation to Google. You do not want to keyword stuff. Then you also do not want to deliver, right? At the end of the day, identify in essence what value you can deliver, make sure you charge on it, and then ultimately you want your lead or your existing customer to say, hey, that's a great investment in your service. And my personal recommendation is never to follow black hat strategies. When it comes to Google Business Profile, what are black hat strategies? That might be making up fake GBP profiles, taking photos at remote locations and tagging them. Some people have leveraged services that will search for the keywords and then click on the business and make fake phone calls. Those are things that will work now and then, but then when they get penalized, like the business could get their entire profiles shut down, right? So over the last 10 plus years, we just have decided not to take the easy route of black hat and follow consistent models of driving value to our customers by following what works and by following Google's guidelines. And there are some gray hat areas where we'll do certain things, but for the most part, we highly recommend avoiding any black hat techniques. It can lead to you getting fired. It can lead to your customer's business obviously getting negatively impacted. And I say this because a lot of people are in it for the quick buck, sadly, in this space. And then the business gets burnt, and then they come to us with hurt and pain and disdain for people in our industry. And so I just highly recommend anyone here that may be considering this, do not fall for that gimmick of quickly getting results. All right, definitely here are some things that you want to do. Set realistic expectations, how you want to do that. I'll kind of cover that in this presentation. Focus on data-driven research. I'll show you how our report literally does all the research that you need and even gives you those insights. I'll show you what to measure, all right, measuring what matters, and then showcasing that to your leads and prospects. That's what matters, and I'll cover that real quick here. And then obviously be selective. Okay, for those of you that are freelancers or agencies, we all have a story of bringing on someone that we probably shouldn't have, and we just ignored the red flags, and you do not want to do that. Okay, so when I say be selective, what I'm saying here is if someone comes in with unrealistic expectations, for example, they have no GBP, they want you to set one up, and all of a sudden they expect results, or they have 1 or 2 star reviews on average, and then they want you to drive results saying, oh, because of X. Like those are just companies. I'm selective enough because I have enough business that I can turn away. And my recommendation is if you are desperate, go look for companies that have great reviews that just aren't ranking and get them results, because it's going to be easier and faster for you to do. And they're probably going to be companies you want to work with, right? So be very selective, say yes to the right people, and definitely say no so you can say yes to the right people. Cool. Now, what matters when it comes to GBP? There are several different things that matter, but and by the way, one of the biggest resources, I'll share it at the end here, is going to be a White Spark research paper that ultimately analyzes the 100 plus different areas that matter to GBP, and it then has a survey from other experts in the industry. So that's a good place, but I'll condense this down. So the Cliff Notes version: optimize the GBP profile. Our audit shows you every element that you need to optimize and why. And it even sets it based off of low, high, medium impact, right? So it's easy if you don't know we've analyzed that, we've implemented it. Next, the other parts that really matter is the number of reviews and the review score overall, as well as links. For many of you that struggle with link building or don't know how to do link building, I feel the pain. Our recommendation for you is to start with local citations. That's, you can use Moz Local, Bright Local, White Spark, all those platforms for the most part for a specific fee can build you the profiles for your customers, and each one of those ends up being a backlink. You want to find the ones that are important for the industry your client or prospect is in when you present that. And then on-page SEO, wherever your GBP is linking to, you want to ensure that similar services, locality information, leveraging both content as well as microschema markup or just schema markup is important to put in. And then obviously understand competition matters, right? For example, if you're working with a prospect or a customer in a very, very competitive niche or niche, or in a densely populated area, then understand they might not be able to rank past really 2, 3, 4 miles, right? Like if you're in downtown New York, Times Square area, and you're looking for example, maybe Chinese food, it's going to be much harder to say like, oh yeah, we can rank you over 10 square miles, right? And lastly, you want to make sure that you measure ROI. Okay, so for example, in our agency, the next slide, I'll kind of show you how we do that. But what we do is when we start working with a client, or even if we're looking to audit them, we generally ask them for access to their profile so we can get them better insights, right? So we are measuring how many calls they get, and then we determine what the call value is. For most of you, think about it even on a website. Like if someone gets a call, are you measuring what that call is worth? For example, let's just say you work with a HVAC company and they say, hey, look, if we come in to do a ticket and a repair, the average repair ticket is $500. Well, you should set the lead value to that call to $500. Or you could just say, hey, if we were doing paid ads for this company, we know that 1 out of, let's just say 5 or 10 clicks work. If it's $5 or $10 a click, that's $50 in paid ads to get one call. Like you could even quantify in essence what it would be to get that call if you did paid ads for them, right? But you're getting it organically now, but you can still set a value, and I'll kind of give you an example of that here next. Same thing with website clicks, identifying what that value of each click is to get them to the website. That's what you're really doing by optimizing their GBP. So know how to do that. Foot in the door traffic is a lot harder to measure, but you can say, hey, look, we had these many people get directional results to your profile versus last month. And then obviously brand awareness, again, hard to measure, but it's important. A lot of people obviously pay for television spots, print ads. That's building brand awareness. The GBP does as well, right? So for our clients, here's the sample report that we send at the end of the month, right? I kind of blurred this out, but just wanted to show you some information here. Like here we have this client getting 69 phone calls and then 170 website visits from their GBP profile. So based off of this client actually ends up doing paid ads with us as well. We quantified what a cost per click was based on their paid ads, as well as what the value is of a call, right? For the average lead value. And we put that in place here. Obviously they can see that they got 57 directional requests as well. Okay, so this is just to give you this now. The cool part is we're looking to take this and blend this into our reporting here in the next month or two. So for those of you that do GBP reports, you'll have access to be able to use a report like this. Okay, this is many of you who are on this call have already requested early access to our AI growth insights, right? In simple terms, our AI growth insights allows you to get actionable recommendations as if you were speaking to a chief marketing officer based off of the analysis of the audit data. So I'll kind of show you that here in a minute. But the reality is we've condensed hours of analysis and research and then had the AI leverage the prompts and the information we've shared with it to literally write out a growth plan with the actionable examples based off of the analysis in the audit, right? Stuff that you would have done if you were hired possibly to do the GBP optimization. That's all now done for you. So let's jump into it. For those of you that use My Web Audit here, obviously you log in, you click Run New Audit. Once you come in here, you have the ability to click what audit you're looking to run. In this case, just for the purpose of testing, I'm going to run with this company. I'm going to click skip. Here I am. I don't even know what, actually, you know what? Give me a second. Let's not do that. I am going to, give me just a second. I'll actually do a real life example. I'll do this for a company called Rebath. All right, Rebath. Yep. All right, I can skip this. I'm going to, here's where they're located. I'm going to go kitchen, actually bathroom, remodel, and click next. All right, so one of the new things that we implemented here is if you have access to their GBP profile, all you do is click yes, and then you can go in, pick your pick your profile, pick the account from here. Obviously, in this case, I don't have access to this profile, so I'm going to click no. But if you did, then you can pull all the profile insights directly from GBP, and our AI will analyze it. The next thing we've included here is the AI insights. Again, if you do not see this on your account, that means that you have not requested early access. If you need or if you would want early access, go to this, fill that out, tell us how you plan to use it. And usually within 24 to 48 hours, you'll get access to it. So what does AI Insights do? Really, what happens here is you click yes, and then it tells you who's the audience. In this case, I would say home owners, right? And then it's going to ask me based off of this, what's the business model? And in this case, I'm going to say B2C because they're selling to homeowners, which are consumers. That's the B2C model. If this was, for example, they were selling to other general contractors, then it would be B2B, right? Click next. And then this tells us, obviously, you can run through the manual audit. In this case, I'm going to click skip and finish. So while this runs, which can take, because we did the AI insights, it's going to take more than 5 minutes possibly. I'll just let that run, and I'll kind of jump in directly into a report here. Okay. So once an audit is completed, you'll have access to a report. My goal here for the remainder of this time is to walk you through the areas of the report, right? So the first part is really the Google profile overview, which is, is the name in place, the address, phone, website, reviews, et cetera, et cetera. This is a sample report, all right? Do they have the proper categories, things like that? This is all in place, pulling some customer reviews. And then if the AI insights are set up, then, if the profile insights are connected, then we can pull information like this as well, okay? Highly recommend you do this whenever possible. You'll get the deepest insights and results and actionable recommendations by doing that. Then you obviously have the details about each one of these. I'm going to skip this. This is really basic stuff. Once you get past that, then our audit will then say, hey, look, obviously for GBP, we want to make sure that, do you rank here or not? And then from that, we want to ensure like on the SERP, are the pages actually ranking? Our focus here is only the maps, okay? Once that's done, we actually pull up a local search grid. And in the local search grid, now we can say based off of a specific location or area, what position is the company ranking for? And so here you can see there's tremendous opportunity. This client or this business now is in position 6 or 7. Our goal is to drop them into the top 3. We can see the local visibility score, the trust score. Most of the stuff is pretty good. If we can optimize it into the high 80s or 90s, I think we have a chance. So what we want to then do is look at the company and say, hey, how many reviews does it have? What is the domain authority for this company versus the competition, how many links, etc. And that's going to help with the links and the offsite factor. Now, what's really cool is the AI Insights now analyzes all that for you. So for those of you that don't know domain authority, don't care about backlinks, don't want to spend the time analyzing photos and all of that, what our AI Insights will now do is pull all the information that was gathered from the audit and then process it again via prompts and some of the machine learning models we've put in place, and then come back and say, hey, look, have you considered leveraging this description with the keyword infused? We've analyzed the business category based off of the competition, and this is where your category is, and position 2 and 3 are also, like here you can see in the same section, but we've also analyzed the other top 10, and it looks like all 10 of them are using this. So now you're in the right place as far as category goes. It then will pull in information and say, hey, look, these are keywords from the GBP profile insights that are being pulled that are commercial. So you want to try to optimize both your profile and your website for this. Here are other potential keywords to be writing content around. Then as far as services, it talks about how you should go in and figure out what service to use and what to put in. As far as FAQs goes, like the system literally identifies the business name, the location, and then the service keyword, and then it literally writes out examples of FAQs to put onto the profile. Now, this is stuff you would take and obviously review and then pass on to your customer and say, hey, look, what do you think about adding these to your profile, right? The work's already done. All you have to do is review it. When it comes to crunching the data, it analyzes the reviews and the ratings, the stuff that I told you that matters. And it says based off of where you are and where the competition is, so you quickly know whether you need to focus on a review campaign to increase the reviews for the company. It analyzes the data for the photos and videos, and same thing with posts. It gives you ideas for posts that are relevant to the business. Domain authority and backlinks, the stuff that I mentioned up here in the data grid, right? It then actually analyzes it so it can quickly tell you like, hey, this is where you are at. So in this case, you're at 23 and it has these many backlinks. The competition that may be over you, these ones are higher, but you can look at it and say overall, I'm doing well. The top, it says here the average for the top 3 is 20. So potentially there should be no reason that this company, because of the authority backlinks, is not ranking in the top 3. It then jumps into the AI insights, into the profile insights, then generates insights around domain authority. Should you be building backlinks or not? It then looks at data to say like, hey, do you know that this much traffic is coming to your GBP profile from mobile phones or not? In this case, if we see that like more than 50% of the traffic is coming from mobile phones, then you have a strong case to sell a mobile first optimization strategy for the website, right? Likewise, if you identify, Tuesday, in this case, Tuesdays and Wednesdays are when they get the most calls, and you need to tell them, make sure you have a customer service rep, secretary, or if you do paid ads, make sure that you have enough budget for Tuesdays and Wednesdays, right? Like this type of stuff would just take hours and hours to analyze and research, but all of that is brought in. For those of you that are looking to double down in this, one of the things we created as part of this report is this new section called agency services. In our agency, we generally are trying to sell this, not a la carte services, but for certain clients, they may just want an a la carte service. So we've kind of taken all of this and put this down in place for you. So if you don't do video and photography, find someone that you can offer that to via a white label model. There are people in our group that do social media management. If you don't do that, you can sell this, right? So this is like stuff that you would generally put into proposal, but we put this here so that when we're presenting the report, we can kind of jump in and say, hey, look, this is our core service offering. Once we do the GBP optimization, if you aren't interested in that, or if you want to start somewhere else, like we can build a citation campaign over the next 3 to 6 months. We can help you with the review and reputation management campaign for the next 3 to 6 months. Now, what I shared with you all, give me a second. What I shared with you all last week was we built a completely done for you model, right? For those of you that are on our pro or agency annual plan, we not only have the offer, but how do you fulfill it and the details of the offer. So here you can see literally how it works for us. They share the information with us. We do the audit. We then develop a customized plan, which almost is completed through the AI insights. We obviously do our own manual review of certain things as well. And then our goal is to optimize the profile, build some local citations, do the on-site SEO recommendations, and then work on driving more reviews, right? And just by doing that over 90 days, we are able to get tremendous results for our customers. And our goal is from there to sell them into an ongoing local SEO campaign. Oh, give me a second. I apologize. I just went off. So real quick, if you enjoyed this content, you're not part of our Facebook group, please jump in, facebook.com/groups, My Web Audit. We continue the conversation there. As I mentioned before, like the idea is dream big. That's why y'all are on here, but set goals, right? So the idea was last week, take some emails that I've given you, customize them and send them to your existing customers. and past customers or even lost deals, and you will get demand for it. Then obviously come in, run the audits, get the insights, present them. We'll be talking about how to do that next week, and then obviously close more deals. But without taking action, none of this matters, right? And I know y'all are here to get results. So please take action. Our whole purpose of doing this sequence is to be able to know everything from demand generation to fulfillment, and to get that result so you can continue to build that process and replicate it month to month. Similarly, we're covering GBP next month. It'll be either SEO or web design and care plans. So we'll be following this model. I'll be giving you the templates and resources to get results as fast as possible without having you get stuck on like what messaging, what offer, and what to send out.